Coming up on this episode of Common Denominator.
I've been trained 8 months in Israel in the military to disassemble bombs. That was my job in the army for the first 3 years. Super interesting, super scary at the beginning. It creates a lot of confidence. You become fearless. You become emotionless, fearless, and that helped me later on. But I was scared at the beginning.
Hi, and welcome to Common Denominator, where we shine a light on people striving to make the world a better place. Today, a self-made business mogul who's done very, very well for himself and believes in giving back. Antonio Sustiel is the CEO of Flooring King, one of the largest flooring companies in the country. He's been featured on numerous TV shows, including CNBC's Blue Collar Millionaire. He'll share the key ingredients to help you stand out in your field, build massive wealth, and enrich others along the way. Antonio and I just finished an amazing conversation. And for me, what really stood out is the idea to never, ever, ever give up. That really is the crux of anything you do in life. So go ahead, watch the show, and enjoy it. Hi, Antonio, and welcome to the Common Denominator.
Hi, Moshe. Thank you for having me in your show.
So I know you're all over social, and the core name that you go by is the Flooring King. How'd that come to be?
Flooring King started about 20 years ago. I retired about 20 years ago from a previous business that I used to run. I used to be in a perfume and fragrance business. And out of retirement, I met some people that introduced me to the flooring industry. The name Flooring King was available for $1,000 on GoDaddy. I bought the name. I started working super hard. And today we have one of the largest flooring companies in the world.
And obviously you have a super successful business, and you've made over $500 million in over 18 years. It's unbelievable. It's an unbelievable feat. Do you sometimes, like even now, you seem very calm and collected. Do you look back at that and say, wow, how did I get here?
Absolutely. I'm completely in shock how big my business is, how calm everything is around me. We run our business in a very Google environment, super relaxed. Everybody dressed the way they want to dress. People come or whatever they want to come. We have a very small staff of employees. I can't believe how big the business is. I mean, it was never intended to be that big. It was intended to have fun, to enjoy, to make some money, to live life, to give back. And I have never believed that this business is going to be so big. And until today, I don't believe how big it is. And it's still growing. But within me, I never let money really take over. You know, the fundamental of everything I'm doing is basically giving back. So I know I'm being blessed. I know I'm doing the right thing for people. I'm super positive about everything that's happening. And I just can't believe how big the business is. And I'm just on my knees every single day praying and say, thank you, God, for everything that's happened to me.
It's amazing. I find that as sustainable leaders, that they have that mindset that you're referring to, that their definition has nothing to do with money. You have, as you're saying, you have gratitude every day, but it's not your why.
Exactly, because you keep asking yourself, why me? How can I become so successful? You know, what did I deserve to come to this world with literally no language? And when I literally specifically, when I came to Miami many years ago, I arrived here with no language, no money, no place to stay, I didn't even like the food over here. I didn't like too many things over here. And I started building one brick at a time, a business that not only gave me fame, and now the business is really, really big. Until today, I never believed that everything is all about money. I believe there's something way bigger than that. And that's where I get my inspiration from on a day-to-day basis. So the numbers just keep growing. It doesn't make me a different person. It doesn't make the people around me different people. It's just that I can't believe how business is big. And I don't understand why it's so big. I just know we're doing the right thing. We make sure everybody's happy around us. And again, I keep praying every single day. I don't know why it's so big. I can't even explain this.
And how many are you, is it just in the U.S.?
Right now, we do business worldwide. So we sell flooring worldwide to dealers all over the world. Our business, Flooring King, is only in the U.S. for now. We're looking at doing 300 stores in Canada, and we're talking doing 300 stores in Europe. Overall, we want to have about 1,000 flooring stores. The challenge is that today's business and the mindset that we had 4 years ago when we decided to go so big is a little different, because it's very hard to hire people. Not everybody wants to work. A lot of online business took over. Amazon took over, so people used to shop in a store. Now they used to shop on. Now they're shopping online. So a lot of things change. So I'm trying to adjust to see which direction we're going with all this. So we're opening one store at a time in Florida for now, but eventually we want to go worldwide with this.
And what do you think the core, if you would have to kind of self-reflect, is the reason for your success? If you try to sum it up, what do you think is the core, I guess, again, common denominator and the core reason why your business is a success?
Hard work, a lot of confidence, believe in yourself. I believe that you're successful because it's been built into you in your DNA since you're a little kid. It's something you grew up with. I grew up with a very successful family in Israel. My dad was an entrepreneur when I was a little kid. I saw the way he walked, the way he talked, the way he operates. I did exactly the same. I think I knew I'm going to be successful. I didn't know how big I'm going to be successful. Coming from a small country like Israel, success is very small. No matter how big you are, you're still very small. But when you start playing in America, when you start playing worldwide with businesses, it's a different game. And it's a different mindset. I didn't know how big it's going to get. But I will say the core belief for my success was always believing in myself, never quit, work hard, and rise and fall. I keep failing, I keep rising, but I just don't take no as an answer, and I outwork everybody. That's what I do, basically.
I got a quote which came out in the show, which I want to repeat it because I like what you just said. No is the beginning of yes.
That's true.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We just don't take no from anybody, and we just keep grinding.
So what made you leave Israel, leave your family, and come to America? I mean, what was it? You had a few $100s in your pocket. What was those beginning days? You came. Did you have other family here? Did you have other?
I had. My brother lived in Miami Beach in the 60s. So I used to come here as a little kid to visit. So I came to Miami Beach in the early 70s. In 1971 or 72, I started visiting Miami Beach. I fell in love in Miami Beach. I fell in love in the palm trees, the ocean. I'm a surfer, so I used to go to the ocean. We used to enjoy. And I just fell in love in the environment. Israel was a little bit too stressful for me. I saw my dad making a lot of money, but I saw how he got really, really stressed making all this money. The day after I finished the military, I just decided this is not for me. I've played in Israel a little bit, tried to open a business, it didn't work. I had a mindset of going to Miami, starting a small business, just live my life in peace. I've been in a war in Israel. I saw what hard times is. I saw a lot of things I didn't like. I didn't like the politics. I didn't like the way people treat each other. I didn't like the system, the financial system with checks and returning checks, and nobody really respected nobody's privacy or business. I've decided to move to a different platform and say, let me go and see if we can do something different.
So when you were in the military, actually, you were part of the team that disassembled bombs.
Yes, I've been trained 8 months in Israel in the military to disassemble bombs. That was my job in the army for the first 3 years. Super interesting, super scary at the beginning. It created a lot of confidence. You become fearless. You become emotionless, fearless, and that helped me later on. But I was scared at the beginning. But this is something I don't know how I end up doing this, but I'm happy to be alive and out of all this, but it was a very crazy experience, I have to admit.
You have to be, I guess, like you're saying, no emotion, nothing, because you have to be extremely, extremely present and aware.
And calm. You have to keep it calm all the time. You have to keep it calm, breathe a lot, look at different perspective, understand that your life can be gone in a second, so you have to calm down, breathe, believe in yourself again, whatever you do, whatever situation you're doing, believe in yourself, and always remember there's a light at the end of every tunnel. So don't let any down believe that this is the last down. There's always one more up. And that one more up can be your life or can be success. But always believe in yourself. Believe and achieve.
Just a quick reminder, this is the Common Denominator podcast. If you're enjoying this episode, we'd be grateful if you can leave us a 5-star rating and review. And subscribe to our YouTube page if you haven't already done so. Thanks so much. Now, back to the show. So you're there in this flea market, and I know it seemed like you went into the perfume business, right? How was that? How was that as you were growing the perfume business?
It was we started everything at the flea market with the perfumes. So when we started selling perfumes, we used to go to the swap shop and then the Opaloka flea market, opening a little table, put $50 worth of perfume, stand there from 4:30 in the morning, and I start seeing the perfumes as a profitable business. You make $10 and $20. I make $100 a day. I'm rich. I felt like it's a lot of money. I'm in my 20s. So I started to see the perfume industry is a really, really, really profitable business. And I start getting into it a little bit deeper and bigger, start getting some credits from people that we knew. Opened another booth, and then one of my cousins gave me an opportunity to open a store in downtown Miami. He had a store in downtown Miami. He said, hey, I'm going out of business. I'm not doing well. It's a dollar store. I'm closing it. Would you buy my store? So I bought his lease with no money. Committed to $32,000. That was a 1990 that I didn't even know where I'm going to get the money from. And I started waking up at 4:30 in the morning with no reason, opened my store at 5 o'clock in the morning when everybody else in downtown opened their stores at 10 o'clock in the morning, stayed till 6 and 7 at night. I took it like a military combat operation.
Yeah.
And 17 years later, I had 7 stores in downtown Miami. I sold my business for $3 million. I mean, I still don't believe how much money we made out of the flea market, basically.
No, but I love also something so simple. You know, here you are, you have, and I always say that, if everybody could have like the immigrant mentality, meaning you do whatever it takes. You know, it could be anything. You could just be excellent selling water bottles.
Absolutely.
You know, doing microphones or pens or.
Absolutely.
And give the customer, listen, and give the customer what they want. You know, we're seeing so much now in social media about, you know, all these, you know, artificial intelligence or complicated ideas. So no, remember, food, clothing, shelter. That's where the masses. Keep it simple.
Absolutely.
Right? Keep it simple. Do the right thing. Keep your word.
Absolutely.
Over and over. You know, you're that story, and people are running fast. But this you did over 17 years.
Absolutely.
17 years, imagine that. Grinding every day. That's it, right? 70, and then you sold for $3 million.
Success comes over time. I mean, now the new generation, and I'm trying to educate and help and support young entrepreneurs now. The truth of the matter is that everybody wants fast results. They go online, they see a nice video on YouTube, or they see a post on Instagram, or some TikTok girl in Australia did something. They want to follow her. Artificial intelligence is now taking over the last few months. They make it so simple that you can go online, you can create a website in 10 minutes, you can put a product, and you can make millions. It's absolutely false. I don't believe you can make millions of dollars in 70 minutes. I don't believe in none of that stuff. Unless you work hard, you pay the price, and you put years into maintenance and into hard work and failure, and you're never going to make it. This is all fairy tales. From time to time, you see a couple guys on social media that made it because of influencing other people for something they're doing well.
And I always like to do the stat. I appreciate that you say that, because the audience really has to understand that you keep saying hard work. You have a plan, you believe in yourself, and you have hard work, specifically day in, day out, consistency. We had another guest that said consistency wins.
Absolutely.
Every day, doing the same thing over.
Repeatedly, you need to wake up in the morning, the same time, drink your coffee at the same time, go to the gym the same time, go to work, come back. Everything needs to be, every successful person that made it, if it's Bezos or if it's Elon Musk or if it's Bill Gates, none of them just woke up in the morning, decided that today they'll make a lot of money. These guys put hours and hours and hours and years and years and years into hard work, stayed in their cars. In my case, I stayed in a flea market from 4:30 in the morning till 6 o'clock at night in Miami in July, 100 degrees. I mean, it's easy to quit. It's easy to go home. It's easy to cry. You have to work hard. You have to grind hard. You have to believe in yourself. And the fairy tales that you can make a lot of money without working hard is just a fairy tale. It's never going to happen, in my opinion.
And I've seen also the stats. So sometimes I had a friend who was a stock trader, and he traded stocks at a young age, maybe in his young 20s, and he made a few million. But what is it? Part of the working hard over a long period of time, what I find is the emotional comfort with abundance, with money.
Absolutely.
Because what's the stat? People that get an inheritance or win the lottery or you make it quick. Let's say you do.
Right.
If you're not ready to accept that,
you're going to lose it all.
That's right. I've seen it every time.
Absolutely. If you didn't work hard for it,
yes,
it's going to go away because you don't know how to manage money.
Right.
Being rich is art. You have to know what to do with the money. You have to give it away. You have to help people. It's not only making money. Money is just money, but you need to know what to do with money when it's arriving in abundance. Otherwise, you're going to lose it all.
And I know also, and I like that you said, it was kind of like a military operation. Tell us about that experience, right? You were saying you were in the war and training in the military, right? I always think about that. Imagine my son's 17, he'll be 18 soon. And if I was living in Israel, he would be going
Absolutely.
to the
Mandatory.
army.
We all did.
How was that for your parents, for yourself?
When you live in Israel, it's part of life. You turn 16, you get your first letter that tells you in a couple of years you belong to us. 17, you get the second letter, and now you start shaking. In my case, I was in Miami when I got the second letter. And when you turn 18, all of a sudden your life changed. From being a little kid, now you're becoming a man. You go, you stand in lines, people tell you what to do. The amount of discipline you're getting, your parents can never give you. This is being with strangers, they yell and scream on you. In my case, they put me in a specific unit that I wasn't prepared for it. I did not want to deal with bombs. I didn't want to be in a bomb squad. I didn't want to train for 8 months. I had some issues. I got into, they put me in jail for 3 weeks, which is most soldiers in Israel go to jail for 3 weeks. That's part of being in the military. And I wasn't prepared for none of that stuff. But I can tell you this, when I was 19 years old, a year after the beginning, I was a completely different person. I thought I'm 45 years old. I had enough experience, disciplined. This took a huge toll in my life later on as an entrepreneur. The discipline, as respect to people, being serious, believe in yourself. It's okay if you get cut, it's okay to bleed a little bit, it's okay to fall. You keep lifting yourself up. You just don't. We say in Hebrew that only little girls can complain. You just don't complain. Just move on. Don't let anybody take over your life. You're your own boss, and it's very, very easy to succeed when you finish the military because you are ready for the rest of the life, for the rest of the world with that kind of knowledge.
I think comparison, right? So 18. Let's say what is average, 2-3 years in the military. Compare that to, let's say, an American going to college, right? What is the college lifestyle? And I think about in reality, college lifestyle, okay, we're going to do some classes. We're going to party.
Exactly.
We're going to have the frat house.
Exactly.
We're going to do all this. So I'm thinking, okay, it's like, and then you want to come out.
Yeah.
You're coming up against an immigrant who's coming here from the military.
Yeah.
Right? And do you have the training at 22? I go up against that person.
Yes.
Right? What'd you do? What price did you pay? You talk about the price. What price did you pay?
The bottom line is, as an immigrant, your ads are pretty much you're gonna fail no matter what. If you're on a plane coming to any country right now as an immigrant with no language, with no money, 9 out of 10 you're gonna go out of business before you even start. Who's gonna talk to you? I had no paper. I wasn't even legal in America when I arrived here. I couldn't even stay here more. I was on a visa for 3 months, for 90 days, and then you need to leave. The ads are against you. But if you believe in yourself, and if you tell yourself this is the last resort, this is the last time I can start and finish something, and you really believe in yourself, if you can accomplish this, your life are going to change because now you're really a superstar. Now you're really a superstar for yourself, not for the world, for yourself. You accomplished. So the new generation today is a little bit different. They need to have a little bit more discipline. I believe that they believe that money is easier to get than or success. It's easier to get than what it is. I think the parents has a lot to do with it. I think the parents are the one that keep telling the kid, don't worry, if college doesn't work, and if you fall, you can stay at the house a few more years, we'll buy you a car, dad will give you a couple dollars, dad knows he has a friend that can send you to work with. Yeah. The parents are taking a huge responsibility of something they cannot even deliver. And then that kid at 35 years old now, go on the street on his own, and he has no idea how to make money, where to stay, how to do, and they end up in bad places. They do a lot of drugs that the drugs that they do today, we don't even remember. I never even knew how to spell it in my age. And now there's a lot of different fundamentals to life for little kids. I believe that they need more discipline. I believe that training, if it's in the American military, if it's the Israeli military, any place, just discipline. Just to go to school, wake up in the morning and said, it worked, it didn't work, that doesn't work for me.
Yeah. No, it's put dollar upon dollar. I mean, I didn't know, like right now I have my two boys, 17 and 15, and I said, let them understand about management of money. So we started them with one machine, vending machine.
Mm-hmm.
Just start. Again, nothing complicated. It's a year and a half later. They have 9 machines.
Perfect.
And they're running. My son's there 10:30 at night. He's doing after school, whatever it is.
Perfect.
So I'm just thinking, what are they learning? You talk about the discipline, right? The snacks run out. Taste them.
Exactly.
My grandfather used to say, if the kid doesn't want to go to school, put him into work.
100%.
Let him work.
100%.
You know?
100%.
And I'm
you're
seeing
doing
that.
it the right way also. You're doing it the right way. I mean, the harder you're going to go on them as little kids, 20 years old, I'm going to call it, the harder I'm going to go, you're going to go on them as little kids, the more it's going to help them in the rest of their journey. So it's not that you're going hard, you're just giving them a little bit more food for thought versus just let them do whatever they want to do. And it's just a different generation. I mean, we saw it with our parents. In my case, when I was 10 years old, my dad told me, and I didn't want to go to school. I told my dad, I don't want to go to school. He said, come to work. My mom was going crazy, but I started working for my dad when I was 11 years old.
Yeah.
That's it. Zero schooling after 11.
Wow. And then, how important is it to have big goals in this life? In other words, to dream big.
Super important. So everything needs to have a plan. If you are really planning to succeed in life, you have to have a list, you have to have goals, you have to have fundamentals belief of what things going to look like, and you have to really almost like predict your future. You have to believe of where you're going, you have to train yourself for where you're going, you have to educate yourself, if it's an industry of merchandise or if it's a service or whatever is it that you do. But you do have to believe in yourself, and you have to have a lot of goals and never, ever, 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 ever quit. Because the majority of people start something, 3 months later it doesn't work, they quit, they move to the next item, they work 6 months, it doesn't work, they quit again, and then they keep quitting and quitting and quitting. And some people that I know have been quitting for 40 years because they never really stick to one thing and just believe that failure is part of the success. You have to continue falling in order to rise again. So they just didn't believe in themselves. So here you go, 40 years later, they're still doing nothing.
But it's amazing because something so simple, everyone needs flooring. Right?
Everybody needs flooring.
So everyone needs flooring. Something so simple, and that's exactly the point. You're exactly, Amal, right? Just kind of stick to it over many, many years and keep growing one relationship after the next, and you get to where you are. But I think of everything as like that patience, It's funny because our main business is real estate, so now we're on the journey of finding better flooring options. And I know
Absolutely.
And I know they've been moving a lot away since COVID from China.
Absolutely.
So tell us a little bit about like the flooring business. Do you have your own factories as well?
I do. I manufacture flooring in Europe. We have my main business is distribution. So I buy from factories and I distribute the flooring to my own stores and to other stores all over the country. China used to be the number one manufacturer of flooring in the world. That was 20 years ago. Ever since the pandemic, things changed. There was a lot of turf. The last president and this president going really hard on China with trade. And now we do a lot of American business and a lot of European business. I built Flooring King around the fundamentals that proudly made in the USA is where to go. So my message to my customers is not only that we sell the flooring cheaper than anybody else, not that we can compete with anybody else. Our product is proudly made in the USA. It's been made in this country with American employees. We feed our people over here. We don't need to go anywhere else. And the bottom line is every home you look around you needs flooring. If they don't need it today, they're going to need it in 10 years, and if not in 20 years, especially when real estate is not doing well, people renovating a lot. So instead of buying a new house, interest rates are high right now. So instead of buying a new house, they invest in their own house. So they change the kitchens, they change the flooring. So flooring is almost the number one item you need in your house that you cannot live without. If the wife tells you, hey, I can't walk on this carpet anymore, or this flooring doesn't look good, it's just a matter of time you're going to end up a flooring king. So we'll see you soon.
So where, when you say made in the U.S., which state? Just curious, which state?
I do Raleigh, North Carolina, Dalton, Georgia. I do a lot of Clarion, Pennsylvania, Chattanooga, Tennessee. I do business nationwide with factories. They're all here in the U.S. Raleigh, North Carolina is where Pergo and all the big Shaw, Mannington, DuPont, all
and
of
I know
them are there.
because I know a lot of people also, when it comes to manufacturing, and they're saying it's tough. They're just going south of the border into Mexico, but the cartels kind of control some of that stuff.
Difficult to do business with Mexico.
Right.
Yeah, I travel a lot to Mexico.
Yeah.
We have some friends over there, but I had another business I got into. I was trying to make a tequila right now, so I'm still in the tequila business in my mind, not in my pocket yet. But the best way to do business is in your own country. We have everything we need over here. Maybe you pay a little bit more. It's safe. It's fast.
Yeah.
And bottom line is here. That's what's moving the economy. Is people like us.
What I love about all of this, because I know about this journey, is for you, why is it so important to help others? Why, again, your whole social media and everything you're doing is to really give back. Why in your core is that super important to you?
I think everything started as a little kid. My great-grandfather was a rabbi in Egypt. He had the largest synagogue in Alexandria. That was from the stories I've heard from my mom. That was in the 1800s. The whole giving back situation started with my mom, and my dad was more business, money. Let's make a lot of money. My mom was always, hey, did you pray today? Did you give back today? Help this guy, help that guy, help your brother, help your family. She always embedded in me, since I'm a little kid, help people. At the beginning, I didn't have a lot of money, so I couldn't really help a lot of people. Later on, I started doing very well for myself, and I started to hear my mom in the back. Rabbis started to show up for me, and hey, we need help here, we need help there. I got involved with the Chabad house here in Miami, and then in Israel and in New York. So I started to find myself getting involved with more charities, with more work. I'm actually flying with my wife to Nicaragua next week with a foundation called Techo. It's like the Habitat for Humanity. They build houses for people in needs, people that lives in the jungle, basically. Wow. They live in the jungle. They have a little tarp, a blue tarp. They get rained on. They have no bathroom, nothing. They live like pretty much like homelesses. So we're flying a bunch of us to Nicaragua to build houses in our own time, with our own money, with our own, all entrepreneurs. We're leaving our busy schedule to go for a week and to really give back. The bottom line is, if you never give back, you never understood what success is. I don't think that you're going to take it with us anyway. And I believe if you made good money, giving back is part of what's going to give you more blessing for the future. Yeah. And it's super important for young entrepreneurs listening to this podcast. Never made a lot of money without giving it back, because if you think it's all about how much can I accumulate, you're wrong. You have to give it back. In my case, in my will, I am giving everything back, and I'm worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Everything is going back to help other people, because this is what it's all about, in my opinion.
Yeah, I see when you're talking about it, how it makes you feel alive.
Feels great.
Yes.
It feels great, absolutely.
It's normal, and it's actually the win-win, right? It's like, okay, so you've worked so hard, because once you've created a habit and ritual, once you've created who you're anyhow going to work hard. You're anyhow going to work, so, and you believe in yourself, you can do it. If you came with nothing, you're going to leave with nothing. It doesn't matter. And you just go that way. And that's true meaning also of freedom.
Exactly.
You're able to be free, you're able to live your life, and you're actually doing action, doing good.
Exactly.
So it's really, really admirable. I want to say thank you for that. I
appreciate it. No, absolutely.
And what is, top of your mind, what is something that you're deeply grateful for?
I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for the people around me. I'm grateful for my customers. I'm grateful for my mom, my dad. May they rest in peace. I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful to be healthy, and I'm just grateful to be. I don't know how everything happened that I'm even alive in this world after being in the military. But the truth of the matter is that I'm just on my knees every single day praying and said thank you God for letting me even waking up in the morning and continue grinding every single day. So I'm just happy to be alive.
I know, like, there's obviously a message there. Like, and I want people to really understand that. It's almost over 3 million on social media and all this thing, right? And you're completely, I completely understand it. And you're just like, whatever, right? Gratitude. That is the truth, because that's sustainable. You're just living that life, and people should really understand. What's something about you that people don't know?
I'm super grounded. I'm super simple. We made big business, but I'm a true blue collar. So I work hard. My whole family in Israel worked hard. No one knows how simple I am. No one knows how good I am to society. And again, giving back should tell everything about a person. If you give back, I believe that this is who you are, and that's how simple everything around you. So I'm just a simple guy that works super hard, that make a lot of money, that give it all back.
Beautiful. Really, Antonio, thank you so much for sharing.
My pleasure.
And if people want to follow you on social and learn more about you, how can they do that?
Antonio Sustiel at _flooringking.com. That's Instagram. I got close to 3 million followers, as you know. We have a lot of social media present. Just Flooring King, Antonio Sustiel. Google my name. If you need any help, if you hear anything that your family is not doing well, you need flooring, reach out to us. We have a program to help people that literally have no money at all. So we will help you no matter what. If you hear us anywhere in the country, reach out. We'll do the right thing. I promise you, and I guarantee you that.
Really an inspirational story. I mean, again, coming from nothing and sitting here across the table from you, thank you.
My pleasure, sir. Thank you for having me on your show.
Hope you enjoyed my conversation with Antonio. Please subscribe to our YouTube page so you never miss an episode. And if you're currently listening to the show, we'd be grateful for a 5-star rating and review. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you again soon.